better. I don't even know if this is 6. Whatever. Well, the iron sight's not very dangerous. when I stream the game, like the actual game, I get huge frame drops and the game feels disgusting. So I can't really stream it that well. But you're gonna see me in Masters, so that's gonna be living proof of my performance. At least I'm good enough to get in Masters. There you go. That's kind of where I belong. I'm not really an ACU or anything like that. I'm kind of good for just Masters and not much else. think I just might have no-regged the dummy. This game doesn't even have good servers, let alone spectator mode. So, that's good. It's a bit scuffed. Octane, yeah. It used to be Pathfinder, but he's just garbage. For me, Octane right now has everything I would want in a Pathfinder. Small hitbox, amazing movement, and not cringe as a character. Yeah, I have like 15,000 kills on Pathfinder and only 9,000 on Octane. So I have 1,000 hours on Pathfinder, maybe 500 or 600 on Octane. But right now, I would hate to play Pathfinder. I just don't want to do it ever. See, I don't have many hours on the wingman, apparently. Because I'm ass on wingman. Hopefully, like 5 or 6 hours of doing this will make it easier for me to do damage. Look like a no-reg. Your aim failing a bit? Yeah. I'm just trying out new things, looking at different spots and stuff like that. This is practice and experimentation at the same time. And I'm not that good with wingman. There's your excuses. Like sometimes, what I say, like I'm looking at different spots. Sometimes, for me, for assault rifles, it helps to look at the crosshair only and compare the crosshair to a moving target in order to track more easily. So instead of looking at the target, you look at the crosshair. That applies really well with flatline for me. Also switching up the way I'm flicking or micro flicking or tracking in relation to my strafing. Like I'm actively trying all that shit out. So if I let my wingman lag a little bit behind my strafing, it seems like it's easier to hit shots, but I don't know that yet. We gotta keep experimenting. Gotta actively think about the way I'm using the wingman right now instead of just subconsciously aiming and shooting. So basically everybody who uses a wingman, most of the time, their strafe is synchronized to the max fire rate of the wingman. So if your wingman shoots like this, that's max fire rate, then the strafe is going to be the same tempo, you know? So everybody does that, and I don't know if actively trying to not do that ever will make you a better wingman player. Because people have thousands of hours, like the pros. They have 1,000 hours of fighting people with wingmen who strafe in that exact same tempo. So if you throw a different tempo at them like this, maybe that'll throw them off and fuck them up. Maybe, I don't know. But the reason why people synchronize their strafe with the fire rate of the wingman is because it's easier to hit shots. It's easier to see what you're doing. I'm pretty sure that's why. And I'm 99% sure that if somebody wants to be really good with wingman, there are some people who have a third-party crosshair. Because you see how much the wingman moves when you're ADSing? Half my fucking screen is covered by the wingman while I'm shooting. So, it helps to have a crosshair, an auxiliary crosshair on your monitor, be it a marker smudge or something like that, to help you aim much better. And I'm sure it does wonders for aiming if you do that. But I don't think I'm gonna be doing that just to be a better wingman player. I don't want to tape a piece of electrical tape onto my monitor every time I want to beam somebody with a wingman. Yeah, that's pretty much cheating. I wouldn't mind if somebody was using that against me. Like, I wouldn't, like, cry over somebody using a third-party crosshair. Like, anybody can tape a fucking smudge to their monitor, you know? Anybody can do that, so, like, whatever. I'm not gonna be using it, but I'm not gonna whine and bitch if I find out somebody killed me with that. Like, okay. Whatever, dude. That does not help. Yes, I agree. I agree. That was so fucked. You need a 10,000 hertz monitor to see through that. Eye strain, by the way. I'm going to be practicing with sights, but most of the time, you're not going to be finding that HCOG anytime soon. Good. Everybody wants one, and after you get somebody with an iron sight wingman, that's like, I want that. I just want to be able to do that. I don't want to carry a wingman as my secondary and just look for a HCOG forever. Luckily, most of the assault rifles are perfect with iron sights. So this, perfect with iron sights. R3 is perfect with iron sights. Havoc is perfect with iron sights. G7 is actually pretty good with iron sights. The exceptions are Hemlock and Spitfire. But everything else that's like popular, like Volt, Havoc, perfect with iron sights. Devotion's also kind of decent with iron sights. Of course, I'll be better with an HCOG on, but the point is to not need an HCOG, That's not easy. Oh, you'd rather have a maxed out longbow over a Kraber? That's crazy, actually. Yeah, I kind of hate longbow. I just like if I needed a semi-auto long range, I would pick either G7 or Anvil Platinum. And yesterday, in Diamond 3 ranked, I kicked ass with Anvil. And by kicked ass, I mean like actually fucked people up from like 300 meters. People ego peaked me with 30-30, and I remember shitting on them with Anvil Flatline. And the guy was so far away. It was in Grow Towers on Olympus, and the dude was ego peaking with 30-30, and I killed him. You know, I got him low first, like a headshot body shot, and he kept on peaking, and I just headshot him again, and I killed him. And then we bounce padded into their team and killed them all, and that got us a shitload of RP. And I wouldn't be able to do that with full auto flatline, no way. Because whenever somebody, no matter how accurate you are with flatline, if somebody takes more than 3 or 4 hits from a flatline, they're not gonna keep ego peaking. There's no way. But that guy was fooled into a false sense of security with Anvil Flatline for some reason. I don't know. He's just a shit. That guy was ass. To let himself be killed like that, that was really terrible of him. But Anvil Flatline kind of just fucking shined right there for just a second. So I would trust my life more to a G7 for anything else rather than longbow, personally. You're not going to be seeing much of longbow in ALGS. Like, people run G7, charge rifle, Mastiff Eva, R3, Spitfire, and not much else. Like, everything else is a rare sight, you know? The reason why they run G7 is because no matter the range, it's adequate, and it doesn't have the limitation of being sniper ammo, which takes up like a shitload of inventory space for, you know, just being able to snipe from afar. So people run charge rifle because it's hit scan, it's easy to farm damage with it. But people run G7 if they actually want to kill somebody. So you have 60, you're going to hold 60 light instead of 24 sniper ammo. You can have an ACOG or a Ranger. And it's just much, like, I would also much rather trust myself short range much more than if I had like a longbow. Also, I'm pretty sure a G7 gives you assault rifle speed strafes, whereas a longbow gives you a much slower, much more predictable strafe. So every single time I would pick a G7 over a longbow. And that's just, you know, it's just because it's objectively better. So you can pick whatever you want. Like, that's preference, but there's a reason why everybody uses G7 rather than longbow. You know? The only thing a longbow has over a there's two things a longbow has over a G7. It's the fact that you can actually fuck somebody up really bad with one shot with a longbow. So if you skull pierce or headshot them, they're fucked. Okay, they're like, they're kind of like in a bad spot. Then, like, if you can 1-2-3 somebody with a longbow headshot, they're fucked. And the fact that you can have a thermal optic, a 410 power thermal sight on longbow, that's also a big advantage over the G7. And that's the only places where it has an advantage. No, Charge Rifle has a hit scan beam, and Havoc has a hit scan beam on a hop up that's not in rotation right now. So yeah, energy. The Volt is a SMG, so it's like close range. Volt right now is basically an R301 with strafe speed. That's it. You never pick energy weapons? I'll actually run Havoc in Predator rank. I'll do that. Because I know it's good. Damage per magazine and magazine capacity are overpowered. That's why Spitfire is good. Spitfire is good for many reasons, but magazine capacity is a huge component of time to kill. And team domination as well. Yeah. I'd be pretty happy with a Havoc off drop because 24 magazine capacity is kind of awesome. Yep. Spitfire will fuck people up. I started practicing Flatline more because Flatline has a shitload more DPS than Spitfire. So if I were to 1v1 somebody and they use the Spitfire, I could probably almost in every case kill them before they kill me. And just because that slight bit more fire rate from Flatline, more strafe speed from Flatline, and higher damage per shot from Flatline. That's what it has over Spitfire. But Spitfire is just so incredibly easy to use. People just shredding it. So I want to become so good with the Flatline that no Spitfire user could ever 1v1 me. Hello? Bishop, come VC. We're gonna play a little bit of Apex. Oh yeah, and we have to watch Blender tutorials.
Fuck.
That was controller bot. That was like the. That's how a controller would do it. Like, oh no. Oh no, he's moving really fast in relation to my camera. There he is. Fuck. That scared me for a bit. Let me loot him. I'm gonna loot that guy. Alright. I have everything I need. God, I threw that like a brick. Bye-bye. Eye strain's kind of fucking tonight. I agree. I agree. I mean, we covered that hour, actually, but it's kind of fun. Kind of like doing it. Alright, 1 hour is done. Time to save the VOD. Look at that. Look at that. Look at these account stats. Look at that. We've been toasting the computer a little bit. That's nice. All right, goodbye.